videos, we used the keyword planner and added the words we needed to their respective ad groups. So what should we do now? Again, we check in the keyword planner and identify the items we don't want and don't want to have any interaction with, and what do we actually do? We make them negative. As I mentioned in the previous 2 videos, you search for your core business-related word in the keyword planner and scroll down to see which words we don't want. We might also have some guesses ourselves, and we add those guesses as well. And as I scrolled down, I came across the word installment hair transplant. Well, for example, I don't perform hair transplants on an installment basis. I mentioned that this is also part of your strategy, whether you want to have such entries or not. This is because maybe your prices are so good or your sales team is so effective that even someone who intends to pay in installments might be convinced. You might be able to attract them, but let's assume we don't want to deal with such a thing at all right now. We don't want to spend time on it. Then we come and negate such a word. See, negating words is done at different levels. You can apply negative keywords at the campaign level or at the ad group level. Now, when do I apply it at the campaign level? When I really don't want something at the campaign level. But sometimes I might not want it in a specific ad group. So in such cases, I don't apply negatives at the campaign level, I apply them at the ad group level. Now let's talk about the campaign level together, and then we'll review that together as well. For example, I don't want installments now. What do? I make installments negative. I didn't just tell you this. Look, in the dashboard up here at the all campaign level, from the left side in the keyword section, when I click I see the negative keyword option. Okay, a list like this opens up for me. I come to this list and type the word installments. Okay. Now, one thing we had in keywords was something called close variant. What does that mean? It means if I add installments in Persian, it will also bring in entries for me in Arabic. It takes that as a close variant, or it takes spaces as close variants, or sometimes it takes from and such as close variants. It means, for example, it's not necessary for me to exactly come and, for instance, enter installments in Persian or enter installments in Arabic, or for example, I might not enter and or. It actually takes 2 words as close variants together, but in the case of negatives, such a thing does not exist. That means if you negative installments in Persian, you also have to negative it in Arabic. So look, now I negative installments in Persian, and then I also do it in Arabic. It negatives it, yeah? And you have to do the same in Arabic. Then, there are other words similar to installments, like installment. I will also negate it. So I make sure that in my negation I also negate the variant of that word, otherwise it will bring input for me. For example, I want to negate free at the campaign level. I negate free once in Persian and once in Arabic. Or spaces. For example, what word do I not want at all? I don't want people who are searching about post-implant care to bring input for me because that person has already had their hair implanted and can't be my customer. So I want to negate after. See, I negate after once without a space and once with a space. For example, regarding shampoo, I want to negate shampoo because these are usually people who search for hair implant shampoo. They have already implanted their hair and now are looking for what shampoo to wash their hair with. And for example, what food to eat, what nutrition to have, and things like that. Now, I wanted to negate the pain, but it can be our entry point to painless hair implantation. Then, a very important point in negating is to have a mindset that considers all aspects. For example, it just crossed my mind to negate the pain, and I said that I don't want, for instance, someone who might search for how much it hurts or such things, but if I negate the pain, then I would be negating painless hair implantation. So as a result, don't negate thoughtlessly. Think about the words and their different combinations. For example, in a repair business, the word sales was negated, which blocked after-sales services. This means that the main person searching for after-sales services was actually looking for repair work. It had taken away the appeal of that case. As a result, if you want to negate a word, pay close attention to it. For example, I know if I negate installments, it won't bring me anything anymore. That's from the discussion of negating. Now let's move on to their match types. What are their match types? Phrase exact. What does exact mean? It means if I exactly negate installments, this exact word will be searched. It won't show me their ads, so the exact match is clear. Now let's move on to phrase and broad and their implications. Look, if I negate installments with broad, what does that mean? It means that it says anything that contains installments won't be shown to me. It's not like a broad conch keyword that considers its family of words. It's not like that. When you negate it with broad, it's as if anything containing that word won't appear for you. How is phrase different? Because when you negate with phrase, it considers it as a block for you, and anything that comes before or after it won't be shown to you. For example, if you negate installments with phrase, it won't show installment hair transplant because installments is considered a block for you. So, with this explanation I've given you in a single word phrase. There is no difference between freeze and broad, whether I negate installments with broad or freeze. It doesn't make any difference for me because if I negate with freeze, it considers it as a block. And if I negate with broad, it says it won't bring anything that contains this word. So there is no difference. But when your phrase is more than one word, definitely go towards freeze negation, because it might still happen that you want a combination of that word. That's why I recommend that when dealing with phrases longer than one word, don't take the risk of negating with broad, instead negate with freeze. Now, installments, installment, and such don't differ. For a single word, freeze and broad don't differ for me. I use broad and move on to the next word after that. Without a space? Sorry, with a space? Well, since this becomes two phrases in one word, what I do is freeze it. For example, a word that everyone uses, since it doesn't have a space, it doesn't matter if it's freeze or broad. Similarly, the words that I have in mind that I don't want, I make them negative. Well, now we talked about a topic and said that you might not want a series of words at the campaign level. What do? We can create a list from these. We have something called a negative list that is only applicable at the campaign level. You can't do such a thing at the ad group level, and it's good to use it because it makes your campaign neat and tidy. For example, if you want to negative a bunch of words in a campaign, you can put them into a neat list, so that later, if you want to create a new campaign, you can apply it to the new campaign. See? Here when I select my negatives. Here, there's a section that says Add to. I select the campaign level here. You can choose either the campaign or the ad group here. Now, these are the items that I definitely don't want at the campaign level, so I select the campaign. It tells me to select the campaign. I click on Select Campaign, and for example, I choose the customer campaign. Okay. Now, what can I do with this? I can add it to a list. You see here, there's an option at the bottom that says Save to New or Existing List. I click on this, and then, for example, I give a name to this list. For instance, I name it items that definitely are absolutely not needed. And I save it, totally. You see, this has become a list and was added to my hair transplant campaign level. If I have another campaign later, I can use this list. And this way, my negatives are not cluttered. They are organized as a list. But suppose I want to make something negative, but I want to do it at the ad group level. If I choose the negative keyword, from the keyboard section here, at the all campaign level, I click on the plus. Well, I want to make code negative in the fighting ad group. Here I type caught and select the ad group. In the next field where I want to choose the ad group, since I'm at the all campaign level, it asks me to first tell it my campaign. I say, okay, and it asks which ad group you want to make negative. I say, for example, fighting, and I click on save. So if I want to make something negative in the ad group, this is how it is on Chartsanchan. Or what else can I do? Yeah, I can select the ad group from the side. For example, go to the Coty ad group. Here, if you look at the negative from above, you can see where I am. I'm at the all campaign level, COT ad group. From the side, if I click on negative and then click on the plus here, you can see it automatically writes KOT in it, Chai Sakfa, because I'm at the KOT ad group level. It makes it negative for me right here. Ooh. For example, I can put fit here, yes. For example, okay. And I click save. So, where you are in the dashboard guides you. If you are at the all campaign level, when you want to add a negative, you need to specify whether the negative is at the campaign level or at the ad group level. If you are at a specific ad group level, it will add the negative right there for you. So pay attention to the dashboard from the top left section to know exactly where you are. And an important point that really helps you is creating a negative list, which we can only do at the campaign level. Another thing to never forget is that negatives do not have close variants, so you need to negative all the different types of that word. Now we have reviewed all the aspects related to creating a campaign, ad group, keyword research, and negatives together. The next step to get our campaign running is to complete our ads and extensions. Join me in the next video to learn about ad writing and extensions together.